Nice chatting with Nat, and today we're going to have Danielle Taylor. Let's bring her in here with some great music. Here we go.
You're moving stone by stone as you climb up the mountain's mighty face. You know it's touch and go, but you say, I will not back down. I am a warrior. And when the world forgets to love one another,
let's get her in here.
Afraid to embrace each other, you say, down. I am a warrior.
Here we go. I'm gonna break.
Raise your voice and stand tall. Break your face and show them all you're afraid to stand the ground, 'cause you are a warrior. You gave your heart away in a fleeting moment that is coming.
All right, we have Danielle Taylor. She's an adult contemporary artist and singer-songwriter with a powerfully dynamic, warm, authentic voice. She is open for countless Grammy recipients, and her original music is on SiriusXM. In restaurants across the nation, in the skies, on JetBlue, and United Airlines in big box retail worldwide. That is awesome. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks. How are you?
I'm okay. Still alive in a pandemic, so I'm pretty grateful. It's been crazy.
I know, girl. Shoot, I know. It's insane.
I don't know. I can't wait till we get out there and we do our thing back on the stage and tour and do all kinds of things. So what have you been doing during the pandemic, music-wise?
Well, so I've been writing a lot, of course. I'm sure every musician has been writing a lot. And
right.
I actually have been in the studio a couple different times, which is weird because you're wearing a mask. But,
right.
I recorded Queendom while I was during the pandemic. And we did a lot of that, like, as conservatively as we could and cut corners where we could, honestly. And really only got together for, like, the necessary parts, like to record vocals or guitar or whatever. Right. And then I'm in the process right now of recording new music also. And we're also masking up, and you got to do the temperature thing and all this stuff. So recording, writing, just trying to set myself up for when the world's open again and I can, perform more stuff and do more things. So, yeah.
Wow. Have you been live streaming?
I haven't done a ton of live streaming, honestly. I'm a performance stickler, and I want it to sound as like amazing as it would if you were really there. And I haven't found anything that I thought was like comparable to like amazing in-person experiences. So I figure, I'll write new music, and then maybe absence makes the heart grow fonder, and people will just be excited to come see me when it comes, time to do that. So
I think so. I think there's twofold to the live streaming thing. Like, I've been doing it, and it's been good for me to practice, so I can keep the songs in my brain. Although I do cheat sometimes. But sometimes people watch, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you're singing to yourself, but hey, you're singing.
Yeah. Girl, I get it. I'm doing these, like, I do these little living room shows where, like, not shows, but like I'll record a song in the living room and I'll post it so people can still see me singing, but it's more controlled, and I can make sure that the sound is decent and stuff like that.
Yeah, no,
and then I do stuff like this.
I get it for being a stickler. So which Grammy recipients have you performed for?
Woo. So the very first one that I ever opened for was a guy named Johnny Lang, and he's like, he's a guitarist. He's like a blues guitarist. And I think his like big wow factor, besides the fact that he's amazing, his like extra thing is that he's super young and he sounds like he's like, a 70-year-old like gritty dude. So that was amazing. That was my very first show ever, and it was like really intimidating. I've opened for Wilson Phillips and Leon Russell, and that was crazy because I didn't know who that was. And then when I saw him, I was like, oh my God, that was bonkers. And then I opened for Mark Cohn, and I've opened for Howie Day, which was really fun.
Wow.
Just tons and tons and tons over the years, just lots and lots of people just to get experience and to, I originally started opening for people because I thought their manager would like see me and be like, that girl's amazing, and like sign me. But that is not what happened. They were just like, you're great. high five, have a nice day. So I opened for Lisa
so
Loeb. She was like the chillest, nicest girl. Like she was really sweet, and you know, the two nicest people I've ever opened for. Leon Russell was really, really nice, but the Wilson Phillips, they were really, really, really nice, and Lisa Loeb, they were like the nicest people ever. So that was really fun. But yeah.
Awesome. That's incredible. How would you describe your music?
I think my music is straight up adult contemporary, which isn't really a genre anymore. Thanks, Odell. I see you.
True. That's true.
Yeah.
When
But
you
that's
think
what I think,
about
because
it.
I'm not quite pop, because I still like real instruments. And I think, not to say anything bad about pop, but I think they've kind of moved towards like different sounds and like electronic stuff, not like techno, but like just like
Right.
weirder computery things you can mess with. And I still like the sound of a piano or like a real drum set. So I think
Right.
that is what makes me adult contemporary, because I'm not rock and I'm not
Right.
like country. So that's where I'm at. But I think maybe I need to call it something new that actually exists now. Like, I think I love Sarah Bareilles, and I think her last record was, I think they made it like Americana or like Roots or something. So maybe that's what I'll call my stuff. I don't know.
But it's true what you're saying, that adult contemporary is almost like a genre that's totally phased out. Although when I submit my music for, you know, some of these songwriting contests or awards, they do still have the category out there. But I guess playing out there in mainstream radio, you really don't hear that much about adult contemporary. You're so right. Maybe we should just push for that, and then we'll just be big stars.
Girl, yeah, let's do it. I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
I'm ready. I'm ready. How far do you think we need to go as women in the music industry? You know, most recently we're getting there. There are more female producers, engineers, although they've probably already been there for the longest time, but they're being pushed to the forefront. So how far do you think that we have to go?
I mean, I feel like in general, we should get to a place where that kind of stuff isn't a thing. Like, where it doesn't, like, oh, how many redheads produced this record? Like, it shouldn't matter. Like, it should just be like, who cares, you know?
Right.
When we get to a point where it's like that. Like, I feel like right now we're just trying to and I think a lot of it too is just are women given those opportunities that are in roles that are, like, I feel like I saw something recently where it was women are mostly trying to be artists.
Right.
They're not necessarily trying to be like behind the scenes, behind the board, you know? So it's like, kind of like, are women going for that? And if they're not, like, if they are and they're being held back for some reason, that is atrocious, and we need to do something about that, because opportunity should be available to everybody.
Exactly.
But if it's not their jam and they're not into it, why not? It's cool. Like, it's cool to be able to record someone. It's cool to know how to edit, you know, a track together. It's like, it's that kind of stuff is part of the art of making music. And are women into that? Are they not into that? Why not? You know? But I think we go as far as we need to go until it is no longer a thing. Like, I can't wait for the day when a woman wins a Grammy for something behind the scenes, and it is not the first woman or the second woman. Like, don't call me, that's like saying you throw nice for a girl. Like, I don't want to be part of, like, for a woman. Like, that shouldn't even be a factor. It should just be best producer ever and it just happens to be a chick, you know? But that can only happen if more people get involved. And, you know, because like if like, for example, Emily Lazar is, you know, I think she won recently, and she's amazing. And I've been able to work with her once before. And I mean, she's good. She's out there. She's in front for a reason. But it's like, her and Linda Perry are the only two huge, like, female, like, engineers, producers that I know of.
Yeah.
So if it's every guy ever and two women, like, how often are women going to win, you know?
Exactly.
You just need more ladies, like, in the mix, I think.
Amen to that. More ladies. Bring on the ladies. You know, it's interesting because you think that music is a place where we can all just get along. Music is a happy place, but there's always some kind of controversy. You know, I was talking to somebody else about the country music genre and how at one point they were only playing one woman and they were playing all of these men on the radio station. And now they're bringing it up to 50-50. It's like, why are we fighting for stuff like this? It's music. It's music. Yeah. Why should you care?
Well, the thing that's interesting is when you talk to people, like, I talk to tons, I mean, almost everyone I work with is a guy, and I love men. I think men are the best, you know, but like, they don't care either. So who are these people that care? Like, where are they? You know,
who
like,
are they?
there are people on here being like, yeah, do it, ladies. There's more men need to stand behind women. Like, yeah, but don't they? Like, the good ones are. Like, the people that are out there are doing that already. So I think maybe it's just a matter of interest, you know? Like, how come for a long time there were not a lot of male nurses? Maybe because guys didn't want to do that for a minute. And now you see it more often.
Right.
You know? So I think it's just more people getting into the mix and succeeding in that, and being talented people are everywhere, regardless of what their shell looks like. So I think we just need to get them in the mix. That's all. You know?
Exactly. Let me ask you, because I've asked everybody this question. Did you watch the Grammys?
No, I watched a couple performances and was like, I'll just see who won at the end. I'm a voting member too. I just didn't. So I voted. I just didn't watch it because I really like real music. I think dancing on stage is entertaining. And if you're not playing an instrument, like, what are you going to do? Just stand there? Like, no, you got to dance and be sexy and do your thing. And I get it. But like, I kind of miss seeing like a live show that's like people are playing instruments. And there wasn't a lot of that. So I was just kind of like, I like these songs. Right. But I don't need to see you dancing. Like, I want to see you making the music in front of me.
Right.
You know?
No,
so I didn't watch it. Did you watch it?
No, but there is so much controversy, and it was brought to my attention, you know, about the whole Cardi B Megan Thee Stallion performance. So I watched it on YouTube, you know, because you have a lot of people that are conservative.
That was the WAP song, right?
Yeah, it was the WAP song. It was the WAP song. Now, you have
WAP
the conservatives, and then you have the others that are like, yeah, girls, do your thing. It's empowering. And there was, oh my God, there was so much backlash for that. And I told people, if you don't like it, you can turn it off. Number two, then go blame the Grammys, because they knew what they were doing. The video's been out for the longest time. Yes. And that's their genre. So what did you expect to see on television? Maybe it was better for HBO, you know, cable, because it was a little risque. But, you know, it's artistry. I hate when people tell me what to do with my music. So I don't think we should be telling the women or anybody else what to do with music. Don't you agree with that? You don't tell an artist, you know, I don't like, you didn't put a dash of orange or red in the painting and I hate it. Yeah. You don't do that. But with artists like you and I, it's always like, well, no, I don't like that sound. No, you could have done better. No, this doesn't work. This, that, and the other. I just don't get it. Why people are so judgmental in our craft.
Well, art is really subjective, I think. And it's a lot of like, where are you at in your life right now when you hear the song? I've heard songs where I'm like, I hate this song. And then like 5 years later, I hear it again. I'm like, this song rocks. Like, what was I thinking? You know, it just depends on like where you're at in life, I think. And I wish that we had more of everything. Like, I think it's great that there are women out there like being strong and empowering and in your face. Like, guys have been using lyrics like that forever. You know what I mean? Talking about some nasty, raunchy stuff. So like, whatever. But I also wish that like other stuff that wasn't about sex appeal was more popular. It's just a popularity thing. It's out there. Women are out there. Women are out there with all their clothes on, doing their thing, sounding great, you know. But it's just not what's at the forefront of stuff right now, unless you're kind of in like, unless you're already well known. Like right now, like Cardi B, well, she wouldn't do, but if she decided to like, I'm going to wear turtlenecks, my thing is turtlenecks. I'm only wearing turtlenecks. Like, if she did that, it would be cool. It would be fine, you know? I just feel like, you know, women, people, you should do what you want. If you want to present yourself a certain way, present yourself that way. Just know that, like, the world has the right to react to what you're doing. Exactly. So I don't think you should turn off reactions. I just think that the entertainment business should take more chances and show more stuff. Like, they're only showing a certain side of femininity because it's like, oh, this woman is, like, bold and she's half dressed and she's sexy and she's on fire and she's feeling it and like all that. And that is part of being a woman. We are like that. We do get like that. But sometimes we also wear like sweatpants and a hoodie and like, we're still amazing that way too. Yeah. So I just wish it was more like balanced, where you're seeing both sides of what, you know, because men are sexy and men are grungy. Men are everything. Women are everything. And we just need more of everything in, you know, in the public eye, I think. And then it won't seem so like, oh my God, it'll be like, that was that act. And now this act is totally different, you know?
Right.
No, but everything was really sexy that I saw. Yeah. So
it's interesting because it seems as though people have become way more conservative now, because you remember when Madonna came out, you know, Madonna was all out there. She was half naked. She was doing everything. But back then, it seemed like they thought that that was art because that was Madonna. But
Well,
now,
only one person.
that's right. And now
it's all the people.
Yeah. And
You
now,
know?
you know, it's just crazy how a group of people, now all the women are doing it. They're like, nope, that's it. You can't do that. I'm going to tell you what your artistry should be.
Yeah.
And so
Well, it's because conservative folks, I think, are looking for more than just that. Especially, I really do think it's just what's in the mainstream because it's not the only thing that's out there, and it's
right.
It's just, and I worry about these. I worry about myself and like longevity in the business if I am a performer, because the second you look old, do they like you anymore? You know, and like we're all gonna get old, and if you base everything on how sexy you are, then what happens when you're not anymore? What happens when you're just a beautiful woman instead of a sexy woman? Like hey. So I'm very like, you know, what do we do about that? Like who you are and what you can do is more important than the way you look. And I think that by always leaning on appearance, women are keeping themselves down anyways. Like we have this whole body positivity movement thing going where we want everyone to be lifted up and be able to, you know, wear what they want to wear and feel how they want to feel in their skin. And that's amazing. And yet everyone at the forefront is like very sexy, regardless of body size. Even like Lizzo, who's all about body positivity, she still dresses like a fox. Like she's still sexy, you know? And I think it's good to prove like it doesn't matter your size, you can be sexy. But I also think, is that all we are? Is all we are as women? Is that just sexy? We're just sexy. That's it. Like there's more, you know? So I'm hoping that I can be in the forefront even more someday. And then like, you know, just be a person. Maybe my face is nice and it doesn't matter what down here looks like. And the songs I sing, the lyrics are right, my voice, that's what matters. And, you know, I feel like Carole King, even though that's like a totally different time, she's aged beautifully. And I think it's important to see women aging because we all age and then we get afraid of aging. And it's like, I don't want to go through all that turmoil. Like, I just want to exist and like, that should be enough, you know? So. Yeah. You
know what? You need to write a book on it. I'm thinking you need to write a book on it because everything you said is dead on. It's just right on. I can't take. Yeah. You need to you need to write the book. I'll write the forward. You do the book.
All right.
I think it'll be a bestseller.
I think that'd be fun. I think that women are. You know, there's tons of us that think that way. You know, we just aren't talking a lot. We're more like, I don't talk about this ever. I'm only talking about it now because you're talking to me. Like I talk to people like, you know, in my like life in person about it, but I'm not online like, you know, wear your clothes. Like I don't care about that. Like if you're hot and you feel good, like I wish I was the kind of girl that would like walk on the beach in a bikini and be like, I rock. I look hot. I'm not. And it's because I don't look like what's in a magazine. Straight up. Like I'm not gross. I think I'm beautiful, but like, I don't look like that girl. So I'm not wearing a bikini. And that's ridiculous. Like you spend your whole life caring about that. And that's dumb. And even though I think it's dumb, I'm still there. I'm still in that space. I'm still a person in society and I still feel the pressures to be attractive and blah, blah, blah. And, you know.
Blah, blah, blah. But you know what's interesting is that I find that that's truly in America because I've been to Mexico, I've been to the Caribbean, and women of all sizes wear bikinis. And nobody thinks anything different. They just say, that's it. You know, they see beauty in everything. But I think in the United States, you know, you start out with this trend of there's a certain beauty type that you have to measure up to. And I think that slowly but surely we're going to change that view.
Yeah, I think we just need more nude beaches in America. Like, honestly. I went to a nude beach in Hawaii once, and I didn't care at all because I'm like, you know, I'm not covering up the yummiest part of my naked body. Like, it's out there. So, like, take a look. And you don't feel as, like, tied up and, like, the bathing suit isn't cutting you in a weird way. You're just like, this is me, you know? And that is, I felt great. And everyone's naked. So all of our weirdness is out there. You're not hiding any of it, you know? So we just need more of those. We'll just petition for some more naked beaches.
I'm sure a lot of people would love that. Maybe I should try that.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you're a Grammy voting member, and so am I. How hard do you find the voting process? Here's a two-parter to that question. you know, a lot of mainstream artists seem to be whining about this Grammy process. The Weeknd
Like
whined about it. Zayn Malik whined about it. Eminem whined about it. And so I tweeted back to them. I said, do you even know the process to vote? Are you even a voting member? Because a lot of those mainstream artists are not. Their people are.
Right.
So, and I know for myself, I have like 50 pages of spreadsheets by the time I'm done listening to all the music that I have to listen to. And then I have to narrow it down to the final 5 and stuff like that. How hard do you think is the process? And what do you think about the mainstream artists whining?
Well, this is what I think. I think it is a little bit of a popularity contest, but not for the reason that people think. So like, for those people that are here, the 3 people in the room that are hanging out with us, when you vote, you basically, the first round is like 300 people or more in every single category.
Right.
And that's a lot of people to listen to. And so I think what happens there is that people will pick and choose. This name sounds interesting. This song title sounds interesting. I don't think people are sitting down and listening to everything, you know? So that is like who do I know already? Okay, I know these songs. I don't need to listen to them. I'm voting for them. And then it's this is interesting, this is interesting, this is interesting. Now let me listen to it. Yeah, it's cool. I'll vote for it. You know what I mean? If you've heard of something, you're more like, if you've heard the song on the radio or you've heard of the artist, you're more likely to listen/vote for that person. Right. Even if because are you going to listen to all these artists? No. Honestly, no. And so then when you get to so that's the preliminaries. And then when everybody does basically that, I'm assuming, then they get to like the real voting. You're nominated now. We're voting for you. You get 5 in each category. So then you vote for these people. And again, sometimes in the category you're voting for, you've never heard of this person and you get 1 vote.
Exactly.
Now it depends on how much time you've given yourself to actually go through this music. But most of the time, I think people are sticking to what they know. They're sticking to who they know and who they've heard of. And that's why it's rigged. Because if I'm a record label, I'm going to dump money into this song. I'm going to dump it into marketing. I'm going to put you all over the radio. I'm put you everywhere. So now everyone has seen you or heard you. You know what I mean? And then they will have name recognition and they'll vote for you in the Grammys. And that's how you win. Not necessarily because your music was better than someone who's unknown, but because you have that like popularity from being known and the advertising. So I think it's only popularity in the sense that it's whoever's advertised more. It's not necessarily, I think, we like this person more. It's just some stuff gets more attention because it popped on its own somewhere online, or because the label thinks like this is a jam and I'm going to push it. And, you know, there's many business reasons that kind of stuff happens, but that's what I think about the process. I still like to take part in it. I still want to kind of put my voice in there. Anytime I have a chance to vote for like real instruments on a track, I do, you know? So, you know, I still do that. But, I mean, I also vote in the metal category. My man is totally into metal, so I vote in that category too. So, you know, it just depends. I don't know.
Yeah, it is a crazy process. Because, you know, I get tons and 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 tons of emails.
It's a lot.
You know, music. Yeah, that's a lot. And here's my favorite part. The friend requests on Facebook. Then it annoys me to death when people friend request me during Grammy season because they just listen to their music. And then what pisses me off even more is when they take their music and they just drop it into my messenger. And there's no hello, no how are you, don't care who you are, but I know you're a voting member, so listen to my damn music. Yeah. Now, I don't ever listen to their music. Sometimes I will respond, thanks, but I'm not listening. If you're so rude, I already know I'm not going to like your music, because when I listen to music, I look for somebody's soul in their music. I want to see you in your music.
Yeah. And
if I can't see that and you're dumping your crap on my stuff, that's just not going, I'm not listening. No, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
And a lot of people have been using a lot of different services to get their music out there, and I can appreciate that. But some of them send those newsletters like 24/7, and so you're bombarded with a bunch of stuff. You've got to separate things out. So I think that people just don't understand the process. I mean, pop alone has over 900 submissions, and obviously you can't listen to that, and you're right. Yeah. You choose the ones that you know, And if something looks interesting to you, you're going to say, okay, let me listen to this.
Yeah. Or if
And
like
that's-
you're friends with someone and they're like, dude, you got it. Have you voted? Like, go listen to that song, you know.
Yeah. And just
I have
check it
found
out.
a lot of
see if you
music
like
that I
it.
like through that process that I didn't know who
Right.
the artist was, you know. That's, I mean, it's a cool way to discover music, but you shouldn't be discovering when you're voting. You should be voting, you know.
I've met some incredible people that way. How do you deal with writer's block? If you
I
get
don't ever get it. And that sounds really horrible.
I'm going to put you on a statue.
I'm
going to put you in I'm going to create a statue of you. Put you on a pedestal.
I know. You know what it is? It's because I am a full-time musician. Like, that's all I do. So
Right.
I'm able to, oh, I'm feeling something. I'm going to go write about it right now. So
Right.
songs normally are like done in like, at least the verse and the chorus, you know, normally that pattern kind of repeats itself. So the verse and the chorus, at least the first verse and chorus, are normally done in about 10, 15 minutes for most of the songs that end up coming out. Like, sometimes I'll write something and if I can't remember it the next day at all, like, I will record it, but if I can't remember it, to me, it's not something that I need to be working on because it's not memorable to me. It won't be memorable to you. So I care a lot about, like, you know, the top line, the hook of the song, the chorus, whatever. I care about what I'm saying, and I care about, like, how catchy it is. So for me, unless it's like a ballad. So for me, it's pretty easy to just come up with that stuff. It's actually harder for me to find words that make sense than it is to find a melody that's, like, cool. And I normally do those two things separate. So, like, I have a song that's, like, pretty old, but it's called Monster. It's from 2016. And I was, like, trying to write something. And I was like, I should write something. I don't know. I'm in the mood. I'm, like, sitting at my piano. I don't know. And I was drinking a Monster energy drink. And I was like, ooh, I like that word. Yeah, I'll just write a song about monsters. And I was drinking the Monster. And this is so stupid, but the drink was going in my body, right? Like, I'm drinking it. So then there's a monster inside you, because there was. But then I, you know, as a lyricist, as a storyteller, I twisted that into, like, there's a darkness inside you that you need to, like, you know, let out and, like, just ignite a fire and be this amazing beast of a person, because that's in you somewhere. That's what the song turned into. But, like, originally it was just because I was drinking a Monster. So.
Yeah, the next question was, like, where is the craziest place you've ever written a song? Like, my best ideas are in the shower. And then I get out of the shower and I forget them.
Oh, no.
I'm like, I'll try to keep singing it. Okay. Now I'm, like, bringing my cell phone to the shower when I'm out. And I'm like, okay, I'm singing it in there. But I want to create a device. I keep saying this, that you can put in the shower, that's soundproof, that doesn't get wet, that's waterproof. And then I hit a button, I'm just singing, and bam. I don't have to worry about remembering.
You should invent that. People would love that. Yeah, I haven't done the shower thing too often. I get a lot of other people's songs stuck in my head a lot, like, and I'll sing. I do sing in the shower, but it's just like little ditties, like whatever. I find weird ideas, like the monster story, like all the time. Like, I have a song that I haven't, like, it's like a song that's finished, but I haven't put any money behind it, so it's not recorded or anything. And maybe someday, I don't know, we'll see. But it's called Show It Off. And I was driving somewhere, and there was a billboard and it was like lady legs. There were just legs on the billboard, and it said, show it off. That's what it said, show it off. And then it said, like, varicose vein removal or whatever it was for.
Right.
And the legs on the thing were beautiful. And I liked the phrase, show it off. So then I was like, oh, I'm going to keep that. So then I just put that as a note on my phone. I stick to more phrases and words and stuff like that. And then I'll write based on that. Like, you know, I like to be very conversational in my writing. I like to write the way people speak. So if I don't speak that way, like, I've been asked to do some, like, hip-hop-y, like, R&B kind of stuff, because I have a soulful tone and I can do some of that stuff really well. But if I don't, like, for example, I don't use personally the phrase keep it 100. I don't use that phrase at all. But if someone does, and they're the writer, and they put that in their song, and then they're like, hey, will you sing this? And I see it, I'm like, I can't sing that. It's not going to be real. It's going to sound stupid if I do it, you know? Because that's not how I talk. So I'm not going to have any swagger. It's not going to be cool when I say it. It's going to be like the dumbest, most whitewashed, like, junk ever. So I don't, you know, I try to write the way I talk. And then, you know, then I do that I do that in emails, just like with people, like just like, hey, like what's up, you know. Even when I'm being professional, like I still try to just throw me in the mix somewhere. So.
So do I. So I really get that. I like that. You speak your truth. I love it. So what's coming up for you?
Well, so the first kind of thing that's coming down the pipe for me is live shows again, which I'm really excited about. I have a couple of live shows out in Redlands, which is where I am right now, actually. And I'll be performing on and off at these 2 different shopping centers that are like right next to each other, and I'll just be doing a couple hours of music. So that's going to be really exciting. I cannot wait for that to come back. And then I'm assuming that because that's coming back, like more stuff will come back. And then as that is going on, I'll be putting out music. I think I'm going to ride the singles track for a while, even though I've recorded a collection of songs. I'll probably just put out singles and see if music videos can match that. You know, I recently signed, I haven't actually talked about this yet, but I'm planning on posting sometime soon. But like I signed a licensing deal for 28 of my songs with this like dope guy. Yeah, so my last song, Queendom, that I did helped me kind of secure that. So I'm hoping this next wave of songs will be there. And I've made, throughout 2020, I was able to actually make some really nice friends in the business and just be a person instead of like, you know, when you're in person for 20 minutes, you want to like me, blah! Like you're just trying to like sell yourself versus like, I can't see you. So what's up? Like, I'm just a person. And that turns out honestly to be more organic and just real, and people respond to that well. So I think that was kind of a good thing that came out of, you know, being locked down and not being able to hang out with anyone, was just the ability to, you know, actually connect with people. Like I just worked with this, I'm still working with him, but I'm working with this like huge producer. His name's Jim Scott, and he's like old school, like we're recording on like a Neve board, which is like every single channel on that board is analog. Every single channel costs like $7,000 just for one channel. Nothing is like in the computer. You got to get it right when you're recording it. It's very old school. It's very like Aretha Franklin era.
I love that.
So it's really cool. It's intimidating because I'm like, am I that good? Like he has me doing like full takes of the song. Like I've been with other, you know, in other situations where it's been like, we're going to do the verse. We'll do a couple full passes, but then we'll do the verse and then we'll do the chorus.
Right.
No,
exactly.
like it is like straight through, like I'm doing it live, like every time. Wow. It is crazy. Yeah. So that's coming and I'm excited about it. I just have to figure out how I want to, what you want to do with it. Like besides putting it out, what else do you do with your music? Like where do you pitch it to have it, you know, get the biggest bang for your buck, basically. So
well, what's interesting with that, are you on Clubhouse?
Yeah. Oh yeah, love Clubhouse.
You're like, yeah, I mean, you're like, I've been there, done that. So one of the things I've been doing, because I get all these notifications, I've been listening to this one woman who I plan to have on my podcast. Her name is Empress Rose, and she's been giving all this information on how to find music supervisors, licensing, metadata, songwriting, all this stuff. And there's a lot of the stuff I already knew, but some of the stuff I didn't. So I had to say with Clubhouse, I learned so much about so many things in the music industry, and I'm so thankful for that. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, one of the things I belong to is the Guild of Music Supervisors. So if you're not a part of that, you can try that, because they always have some kind of. Well,
there's a convention every year, twice a year actually. It's called the Durango Songwriting Convention, and it's held in person normally in Ventura, California in the month of February, and in Durango, Colorado in October. And that's like when they have it. And they have 3-to-1. So it's like 3 music professionals, like supervisors or publishers or A&R or something, to 1 artist, 1 writer. So the ratio is actually not mostly like, you know, people trying to make it. It's people who are at the top looking for people at the bottom. And that's how we come together. They only allow 300 people into this a year, like per thing. It doesn't, you can't pack it in, you know? Right. And I met a lot of really cool people there in February last year. And that was how I ended up connecting to some of the supervisors that I know now. And they were hesitant to work with me at first because they like my music. And they're like, if you do a deal with me, I'm going to tie it up. Like you won't be able to do something with someone else, you know? Right. So I think that sometimes you have to weigh those options. Like what makes the most sense? Like, do I want you know, but for me, I was like, these songs, I mean, they're on the radio and they didn't care about that, you know? So I was like, outside of like the radio and like some of the stuff I've already done, like JetBlue or CPK or something like that, like they're not
Right.
doing anything. They're just sitting here waiting for people to buy them. So I might as well just sign them away, you know, like no big deal to me.
True.
So
That's true.
yeah,
That's true.
I'm hoping too that I'll have like a deal with Hallmark. I did some Christmas songs last year and I've been talking to some folks over at Hallmark and hopefully that works out for me. So we'll see.
That's awesome. You're a superstar. I'm going to have to get your autograph.
Yeah, yours too. Girl. We'll just sign each other's foreheads.
I'm listening to you and I'm like, oh no, I got to get her autograph. I have to get your autograph because you are awesome. What do you mean you wish? You're doing all these great things. But I like your idea of doing singles because it seems like that's what everybody's doing now. You know, people are not really doing albums that much because the point is to push that single and get it as far as you can get it. I mean, you can have a song from 15 years ago and still put it out today because you just never know it. This might be the right time for that song.
Totally.
I mean, I released an album last year, so I've been pushing some of the songs off of that. And, you know, I think from now on, I'll probably still do singles. I may do one more album because I just love doing albums. But yeah, the whole thing is the whole single thing and pushing that and getting it as far as you can go. And,
yeah, my plan is to do the singles and then to include those on an album at the end of everything.
Yeah.
And then to like put a couple songs people haven't heard on there or something to make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
And put that out as an album so you get like double the punch, you know? But I think it's just because honestly, like the singles world happened, I think when iTunes happened and you had the ability to just pull one song off.
Right.
And then unfortunately, not a lot of artists are making good full albums. Like you'll have like your 4 singles and then you'll have like a bunch of crap that people don't want to listen to anyways. Even artists I love are doing that. So it's like because there's so much focus on the hit and not so much on the art and like the complete projects. I think since that's the way it is, there's no sense in fighting it. You just gotta just play the game a little bit, try to change it where you can, but you can't be successful if you don't play along, you know. So
amen to that, sister. So tell everyone where they can find you on the internet.
yeah, well the best place to find, I mean everyone's on Instagram, all 2 of you now. Come back, people. What's up? They come in and go out. Well, Instagram is the jam. You know, it has all my stuff. I've got like a link tree with like literally everywhere I am. But I've got a website, which is DanielleTaylorMusic.com. And then I'm on Instagram and Facebook as Danielle Taylor Music. And I'm on Spotify and Apple Music and YouTube is Danielle Taylor Music. Like, you know, just everywhere, Danielle Taylor Music. Anywhere that you want me to be, I'm there, you know.
I'm getting a t-shirt. I'm getting a t-shirt that says Google me.
Dude,
just Google me.
Google me. Just
Google me.
Yeah.
Just Google me.
Dude,
that's the easiest way to get it out there. Just Google me because we're on too many damn platforms. It's hard to keep up with that crap. But we got to do it.
Oh, well, I appreciate you hanging in there, man. I see you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
If, you know, I'm working with B Squared Management, and you know, Brody Boat. She was the one that kept telling, "Well, Natalie, you need to do this, and you need to do, and you should be on this." And I got my butt in gear and started to think about things. And I recently did like a TikTok conference, and I learned a lot about that. Now, TikTok is a whole nother ballgame. They're telling you need to do like 5 videos a day. Who has that time?
Well, and I honestly feel like there's something to be said for not being everywhere. People have to come to you instead of you going to them.
Right.
I think everyone has their favorite platform, and there is something to be said. Like if you're not on that one, well, then you're missing that crowd. But they're missing you too. It's not just you're missing them, you know?
Right.
Like I'm on TikTok. I just recently joined in March. Are we still in March? No, it's April now. I just joined in March because a company reached out to me through my website and said, hey, we went viral because of your song.
Oh, wow.
And we went viral on TikTok because of your song. You know that company that does those Now This videos?
Yeah.
They came out and they did a whole story on these guys and the song and how the song blew them up. And they didn't talk about what the song was on it. And I was like, you know, but they sent me a thing and they went from being like in their garage to now like having the storefront. And I was like, dude. And so I went online to see like, that's crazy. Like I didn't even know my music was on TikTok. And so it is, and people have made like 1,000 videos of my song, and so I was like,
Wow.
oh, I should be on here, and I should try to like tell people that that's me, you know.
Yes, you should.
So that's why I'm on, and I mostly post anything like that's like a reel or a story or something that I post here, I post over there. I'm not creating new content over there. I don't care. I don't care about it at all. If you're watching this, don't follow me on TikTok. I don't care about it.
I love that. Don't follow me on TikTok.
Don't. I'm not doing anything that you can't see here. This is what I like. I love Instagram. You know, I like Facebook too, but I can't interact with Facebook because I'm just a page. So I can't interact with anybody, so it's useless to me. It's just like I'm posting it, and if that's where you like to get your information and that's your platform, then I'm still there, you know? And that one grows. Like I've got like 31 or 32,000 followers over there, and that one's like grows like crazy. And I'm on Instagram, and I push it over there. You know?
It was there.
Yeah.
The whole TikTok thing. I post videos of my cats because
Nice.
I'm a cat mama. Meow. And I post little videos of myself. Now, when I do my videos, I actually do my music because I'm an artist and I'm gonna push my stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not pushing anybody else's unless it's another independent artist and I really like them. I will do their music, but I'm pushing my own stuff. It costs a lot of money to put that stuff together.
Totally.
So the whole TikTok thing is crazy. I have a friend, his mom is his manager, and recently they spent 5 hours just doing TikTok, and so they allot that whole time just to do it. And because they've done that, he's gotten over 30,000 followers on TikTok, and he's really good at what he does. It's just that for some of those platforms, you really have to invest so much time in it. But you're on Twitter, you're on Facebook, you're on TikTok, you're on Instagram, there's Snapchat, there's LinkedIn, there's this, there's that. There's not enough time in the day. I mean, there's stuff like Buffer, and my friend likes to use Buffer, and I'm like, I can't use those kind of things because I change my mind depending on my mood about what I'm going to post that day. Yeah. So I'm just like, no, I don't like that. I'm going to switch that stuff. So, you know, and I'm trying to be real with people and stuff like that. And it's just, it drives us crazy.
I think it's better. I would rather fail at this whole endeavor of being like a star of some capacity. I mean, there's more to it than that, but it's just easy to sum up that way. But like, I would rather fail at it being who I am than change all this crap, make it, and hate my life. Like, oh my God, now I have to be this thing I pretended that I was. I just want to be who I am, and I hope that people like what I'm doing and who I am, and just try to be honest with people. And, you know, I normally on Tuesdays when I'm not like busy, like I jump on Instagram just to talk like this to anybody who joins for 20 minutes, you know, and because, you know, ultimately, like, the internet is supposed to connect us, not like make us like go crazy. And I only give so much time to the internet because I'm actually doing cool stuff in real life, and like I don't have time to like just pretend I have a cool life. Like I do, and I go out and I do stuff, and I'm fortunate to be able to, like, you know, work with really great musicians and put out what I think is really good music, and I care about that. And I think that when that's there, people care about that too. Like the only reason people follow me right now, hopefully, I mean, is my music, like, because that's what I put out the most, you know. And they're like, you should sing a song like this. And even if I don't do that, like, it's cool to know what they like. I like knowing what people are, you know, what they like. And, you know, that's, I miss live performing so much because so many people come up to me and say so much different stuff about, oh, I liked this song, I liked your version of this song, or if I did a cover song, or this original was amazing, or you remind me of this artist, or just the musical conversation that transpires in a live setting is just the bee's knees. I love it, you know. So God, I can't wait. I'm so excited for real music.
Me too. Well, Danielle, it's been great. It's been my honor to have you on Chatting with Nat, and I can't wait to talk to you again on Blog Talk Radio, because that's going to be so much fun. We'll get to play some of your music.
Yeah, girl, I'm excited. Thanks for hanging out with me and talking to me. And
thank you for hanging out with me.
Yeah.
Thank you for hanging out with me, because you are awesome.
You're awesome. And I really like your hat.
Rude boy, yeah. This was a sponsorship from, like, I'm really ancient, so this was a sponsorship for many, 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 many moons ago, and I was like, oh! I dug it out and said, let me wear it.
Yeah, I like it. I dig it.
Thank you very much. So we're going to leave everybody with a little bit of Danielle Taylor. You know, my sister's name is Danielle, so I love your name.
Nice. Good name.
And I love this song, Warrior.
Thank
so
you.
Let's take you out with Warrior.
And gone so, all I can you say, I will not back down. I am a warrior.
We're just dancing.
And when you get done, you lose that. There's nothing so you should.
Oh my goodness.
I will not back down. I am a warrior.
Thank you, Danielle.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Talk to you later.
See you later.